All right, here we go for game number 3. Complexity versus complexity. CatZ versus Cruncher. This time on the Shattered Temple. Take note of the starting locations. You could see pretty close land proximity, so they should be actually be at each other's throats here from the get-go. I'm kind of wondering when CatZ is going to send out that probe, if he actually spots this expansion. A lot of times you'll see him send out the pylon probe, since it is a 4 spawning position map, to check that out. But you never know, he may decide to send it out later depending on the build. Of course, the Zerg player up here, he may decide to go with a little bit more of a conservative play, like getting the extractor and then the spawning pool, getting that metabolic boost, and once that upgrade's going, get a couple of Zerglings and then head out to the natural. We'll wait and see though. So far, CatZ has shown he is pretty adept at dealing with strange situations, and now that we have the roles reversed here, I'm going to be looking forward to a good match. Very unique. So, there we go. CatZ probe heading out on the pylon. Going to be scouting that out. He does spot the Overlord. And he's not going to be parking himself over there. Huh. Alright, we'll wait and see. I guess he wants to maybe send that probe back over to economy. Get that going on minerals again. As the wall off's looking pretty standard there. Probably have a cybernetics core right here. And Zealot Prophet. But as far as, whoa, what is going on here? Mr. CatZ going with the double gateway off the bat. You see he doesn't have any gas right now. He is currently sitting on 12 supply. He did kind of cut the probe there for a little bit. Look at the chrono boost sitting at around 50 supply. He is just now using that, so he's definitely been saving that up. He will have plenty of energy here when this finishes, so he may decide to go ahead and put on pressure. I was thinking he was going to go something along the lines of some kind of 4-gate build or something like that, since they're spawning pretty close together in terms of a land travel distance. It would be pretty easy for him to go ahead and drop like a proxy pylon right here and have a quick reinforcing position against this expansion, which you can see right here has gone down plenty of time before the spawning pool. So that is going to be a little bit of a risky maneuver there, considering the build that we're seeing from CatZ. I think that's very appropriate. You can see that he has now cut probes, currently sitting on 18 supply. Now he's actually making a probe there. And he has got, I think he's got one running around somewhere. I thought he did. Maybe not. Maybe not. Thought he sent that one back out. But now he can see 23 out of 26. Nice position on that Overlord. Let's see. Has he spotted anything? No, he has not. But with the drone coming up here, he will spot this in just a second. There we go. He spots the chrono boost up there at the top. He sees 3 zealots. Double gateway coming out. He will have to switch to a very quick defensive posture. Will he be able to actually hold this off, though? I really don't know. I think it's a very smart move that he's going with the spine crawler up here at the top. Double, actually. I think what he's hoping here is that he's going to be able to get those up and maybe make a stand here at his main. But you see, there's nothing really to attack here, and CatZ is actually trying to call the bluff. He will be actually engaging the probes here, or the drones here directly. Couple Zerglings spawning, but with these zealots here more on the way, I think he's in a great spot to continue this engagement. I do like how he's fighting near the spine crawlers, though. He is going to be able to do a lot of damage here with these zealots. 4 zealots against this number of Zerglings. He will have to get away from the spine crawler now that it's completed, though. This is a good spot to keep those drones from getting a surround, but he is going to have to fight in a different position. He does have 2 more zealots on the way. Just keep going all sorts of different numbers. This one, unfortunately, is going to be sacrificed there. Unfortunate casualty of war, as we have already seen some pretty heavy losses coming into the 5-minute mark here. 2 to 10 right there for the units, 0 to 2 for the workers, as they have actually been shifted over to the natural expansion, which I think is a very, very good choice. I mean, really, what are you going to do with all these zealots running around here? You do have them very, very strong against Zerglings, which you can see really are his only option making right now. And with the Forge on the way as well, he is actually maybe going to be looking to get some upgrades, although he doesn't have any gas coming, so he may actually just be going for some kind of cannons. I'm not too sure. We'll wait and see, though. He does have good positioning on those zealots in the meantime, though. Cruncher, rather, was able to clean that up. I keep saying CatZ because it's a Zerg player. But he is actually saving up his money. Look at that, around 400 minerals as we speak. And over here, we don't have any sort of super crazy shenanigans. A couple zealots taking out some workers. That's about it. 6 workers so far killed. 23 units. As far as the actual resources lost, you can see it's very close. Protoss has just lost slightly more than his opponent. I think one drone and one Zergling is the difference there for the two players. So now back to the production tab. We can see the Spinecrawler on the way. Very smart choice. Nexus going down. And will these Zerglings actually be able to do anything? No, I really don't think they would be able to. Two Zealots and a probe running around there. They might be able to get in here and do a small amount of damage. And you see, actually, they are going to be going for that pylon. They could maybe come down here and try to pick off probes hanging out on the edge, but they would end up dying there eventually anyways. The important thing here is that he is keeping the fight down on his down on the Protoss turf, which is going to force these Zealots to hang around here with the cannon, and of course with this third gateway going down here, making a nice little wall off. Should prevent future run-bys by the Zerglings. So you can see her still kind of running around here. But in terms of economy, look at this. The Protoss currently sitting 28. Even though he did cut those probes early, he was able. You could see right here to actually. Close the gap. Actually, that was pretty much even there for a little while. So we'll actually wait and see. This poor Zella just running in circles. Zerglings being microed around there, not really doing too much else other than just keeping him busy. Cruncher all the while going ahead with this expansion. You can see he does have double gas right now. Third one will be on the way. In just a matter of moments as we watch the Zealot continue to run around. Finally getting a cybernetics core. Is going to have a pretty late tech there, but I mean, like I said, that's the result of going for that early pressure. So I think both players are still. I think they're still in pretty good spots. Not enough damage was done to the Zerg player to really give the Protoss such a huge advantage. You know, he was able to get that expansion. Here comes a few more Zealots trying to do some damage. Will they be able to do any serious damage? No, it looks like they're actually committing to the drones. Back to the Queen. The drones again there. But the drones are actually able to run around. I think what CatZ was thinking was that the drones were actually going to attack and then run away, so he just went and decided to go back for the Queen. Those Zealots are actually going to die here in about 2 seconds. Plenty of Zerglings, and with double Queen here, that's going to be able to be wrapped up very quickly. Going into Tier 2, he will have access to a little bit better technology here. We'll wait and see exactly what he's going to be doing. It's going to be involve 3 gas, so not going to be too tech intensive here. He could either go for a quick tech play, going right up with 1 unit, maybe getting some infestors, or he could kind of bounce around with, I was thinking this would be more likely, some Hydras, maybe some Roaches thrown in there at some point if he ends up getting too much money. But you see, obviously, there's all that's here, Zealots, 1 cannon, that's the only defense. The expansion here is very vulnerable. Look at this. A lot of probes are going to take some damage, but nice control there of the probes, getting them back in that little position. So as far as the actual units lost now, you can see that's where we currently stand in the game. There's that Hydra range upgrade on the way, as well as the Overlord upgrade, getting that pneumatized carapace. He might actually be going for I don't know. I was gonna say if he gets the other upgrade, I forgot what it's called, the Ventral Sacs. Ventral Sacs. I know the icon. I know what it looks like, but I just keep forgetting the name. I was gonna say he could decide to go for some kind of drop, but just getting that Overlord speed itself will be pretty handy. 7 Hydras on the way. You could see robotics facility going down. He may decide to... Has he actually spotted anything yet, though? No, I don't think he spotted the Hydra den. Do not believe so. No, he has not. So he does not know that's on the way. But he will be able to get Colossi without too much difficulty. And we still don't have a Roachworm going down. So he's going to have to watch out. Those Hydras are unfortunately pretty fragile units. Very good support, but you look at the creep spread. He's done a fantastic job getting that. Plus, with the offensive spine crawlers here, getting right up into CatZ's base, it is going to prove to be rather difficult to actually assault this. The Hydras actually, I like how he's using the spine crawlers here to kind of tank for the Hydras. And with the creep getting right up to the base here, very, very, very solid decision. The Overlord, of course, giving vision of the high ground that is going to cut down on the gateway production. I think he's going to be able to take that out before the Protoss can do anything about it. Yep, sure enough, there we go. It does indeed fall. A couple Stalkers are in the field, but as we know, Hydras are very good at taking out Stalkers. So we'll have to wait and see if he's actually able to get out a good enough amount of them. But right now, you see the Protoss is going to have to come out and be very exposed if he wants to actually defend these... defend these gateways. He could, of course, kind of peek around through here, but with the spine crawlers moving in slowly, this reminds me actually of that one mission in the Starcraft 2 single player where you do have the Zerg encroaching upon the Protoss, and you have to destroy the temple and take out that giant, take out those 2 giant robotic zealots with the Colossi eyes in order to get that relic. This very much reminds me of that. But, yep, sure enough, there we go. Nice force field. What is going on with that spine crawler? It's dancing. I don't even know. That's craziness right there. Nice force fields, took a lot of those Hydras out of the equation, allowed the Protoss to get a couple extra shots in. You see that Colossus upgrade is on the way, getting that extended thermal lance, and of course 2 Colossi on the way. But now you see the Zergo's going to be able to take out these 2 gateways, possibly the 3rd one down here as well, and there's not a lot the Protoss can do about it. Sure enough, the wall has been taken down. All he can do is just sit back and wait. He does not have the blink upgrade. He's really banking on having these Colossi save him. And really, that's his best option at this point. He could get an Immortal to take out the Spine Crawlers, but really getting an Immortal against so many Hydras is just such a silly move. He could also maybe drop a Warp Prism up here and put some pressure on the Zerg expansion, try to shift the focus of the battle away from his base. That is really what he has to do at this point. This is not a good position for him to be in at all, because right now Zerg has complete control of the map. Nothing the Protoss can do. We actually have double Evolution Chambers coming right now, and a Roach Warren. So now he is going to be taking out those rocks. He might be looking to do what we were talking about a minute or two ago. Of course, there we go with the cannon taking out those static defenses right there. Cruncher getting some free shots on the Stalkers. Now there's 2 Colossi in the field. 1 Colossus not quite good enough, so I think double the fun. And now with the range upgrade complete, he will finally be able to bust out. One thing I do want to point out, Cruncher has decided to take this expansion up here. And oh man, look at this. Both of the Colossi very vulnerable. One of them does go down. And now we can see that he is actually focusing on the Spine Crawler with the Colossus instead of the Hydra, so he could have actually done pretty significant amount of splash damage there. But now Cruncher is forced to fall back after having contained the Protoss for so long. There is still no Observer out in the field. He has had to dedicate that gas to more important units here, like the Colossus and all the Stalkers. But now the force fields have gone down, and they actually done a pretty good job there. It's allowed the Protoss to move out and do a good job pressuring. He has just annihilated the Zerg army. You saw how the Roaches getting stuck behind there. The Hydras were not able to fire. And now CatZ might actually be able to wrap this game up here. 7 Roaches on the way, but nothing to take out the Colossus. And there's the GG. There is... Oh, wow. What a game. What a game.